Lesson 15 pulls together all of the models that we have used to solve ratio word problems up to this point. Who can give us one of those models that we've used? And I will tell you that there is at least 4 that we've used. Go. Tape diagrams is one. Give me another one. Same. TRF is 2. Nick. Equivalent ratio table is 3. There's actually 2 more. Coordinate plane is 4. One more. Rainbow is really TRF, but it's a little bit added to it. So not rainbows, because it's really TRF. One more, though. Equations. The one that everybody forgets is actually the easiest if you know how to write the equation. Equations take the least amount of time. Coordinate plane probably takes the most amount of time. So what lesson 15 does is it takes all of those different models and shows it to you again. So it's fresh in your head. But in the grand scheme of things, you are going to pick the model and use the model that works best for you. That's what it comes down to. Page 4, everybody. Read the question carefully and put together the equivalency ratio table. What's the ratio that they give you? NOS. That's your given. So your 24 has to go here, and then you do have to scale down to get the value of the ratio, which is 1 to 12. That now establishes our additive structure, or multiplicative, times 12, or adding by 12s, counting by 12s, counting by 1s for hours. So how's that look? We good? What is the multiplicative structure? Ethan, I'm going to go to you on this because I know we just worked on it. What are we multiplying by between the hours and the views? Times what? You got it. Multiplicative structure is times 12. Stephen, what is the value of the ratio? Good. All right, here it comes, equation. First for views, V equals what? We need to practice this as much as possible. Nick Mathis. Well, let's just see if it works, because anytime you come up with an equation, you want to test it. Nick, give me one value for hours in the table. Other than 1. Okay, 4 is now H. If I substitute this in, what's 4 times 12? Which is our V. It works. Nick is right. How about for hours? Loose. Sounds good. Or V times. I'll give a candy if somebody can figure out V equals as a division. Take it a step further, because you start to really understand how multiplying by the reciprocal is the same as dividing by the base number. What do you think? V equals 12 divided by H? Not in this case. Will not work. This is a stretch. It's a little bit of a leap. I just want to see if you can do it. Lake?
V equals H divided by 1 over 12.
That is correct. If I take this and keep this my V, and we might as well add it, keep my H, multiplying by 12 is the same as dividing by what we call the reciprocal. I haven't taught that to you yet, but really for every equation, there's 2 different versions of it. And like I said, if that doesn't resonate with you, worry about this, and worry about this, because this I do need you to be able to do by Friday. We're going to have another test that covers 1 through 16. And equations is still, as you'll see when you get lesson exit ticket 13 back, it's a struggle for about half of you still. All right, make your ordered pairs and plot your points. And can I give you a suggestion? Everybody look. When you make your coordinate plane, count by ones. Even though you wind up a little short, you'll see you need to extend the line in order to get an answer. Like I told many of you, normally you're right, you'd want to count every other box to spread this out. But as you look ahead, ask you the question using the coordinate plane, how to model how many views at 12 hours. So if you count every other box, you just don't have enough room to get 12 hours in. So I counted every box. What I'm going to do then is connect my dots, but I'm going to extend my line. And then looking ahead, when you get to the next page, it asks you to figure out, using the coordinate plane as your model, how many views after 12 hours. So I'm going to continue counting for hours, but I could kind of take a little bit of a shortcut. All I'm going to do is take it 12 hours. I know a lot of you guys know this in your head. The idea is they want to show it to you how you model it using a coordinate plane. Here's my intersection, trace across to the y. And I'm not going to label every value for y, but I'm going to count by 12s. 84, 96, 108, 120. I made a mistake somewhere, but I don't know where. It's supposed to be 144. Where did I mess up?
Oh, it's
84, 96, 108. Here's 120. Here's 132, and here's 144. And that winds up being the answer that we need. How many of you know it in your head? See, this is a good example of a coordinate plane takes just too much time for an answer you already know. It comes in real handy if you have a lot of in-between ratios that they ask you to find. But whole numbers, you probably want to use a different method. And that's what the other pages attempt to show you. That's the longest. I'm going to work from the longest to the second to the least longest. Second longest is the equivalency ratio table. Oh no, don't want that. I'm going to show you all of them, but then after that, you pick the one that works best for you. Equivalency ratio table. Hours, views. Those are the values that they give you to you already, right? I'm going to continue the ratio table all the way to 12. So we kind of do have to do this. 7 times 12. Seven times 12. How many of you need to get caught up? All right, I'll pause. Get caught up. If I choose to use an equivalency ratio table, I got to keep going with the table. So 7 to what? Sammy. 8 to what? 8 and Tavis. Remember, I have to get here because 12 hours is with the value that I need. You'll see this is taking an abnormally large amount of time to get to what we want to. So that's why it's not a great option. But I'm going to show it to you anyway. 9 to what? Loose. 10 to G. We're almost there. 11 to Lee. Finally, the value that we need, 12 to 10. Takes a long time, doesn't it? Third longest, TRF. What's my template? What over what? What was the given ratio? Actually, I forgot tape diagram. I'll do tape diagram is in between TRF and equivalency ratio table. This is almost the shortest, but we'll do this. What was my given ratio? Sam. Scale it down. Let's go value. How many views for 12 hours? See how quick this is? Times. That's my constant. It's TRF. Pretty darn short, but not the quickest, not the shortest. Here's tape, kind of in the middle, but some kids like tape because it's visual. How many do I have? 1, 2, 8, 11. I gotta fit one more in there. Right now, before I take my 12 hours, what is each box worth? A lot of kids forgot this morning when we did this back in lesson 2. Right now, each box has what value?
1.
Right, 1. Now they're telling me 12 hours. They're giving you the constant. They're giving you the magic number, so you got to put 12 in every single box. And what do I have to do to get views? Kalooch. Right, 12 times 12, or add 12 times. Doesn't matter what method we choose, you're still going to get 144. So again, coordinate plane takes the longest. Second longest, equivalency ratio table, still pretty long and drawn out. Then comes tape diagram. Then comes TRF. And guess what the quickest is? It is, but you need to know how to write the equation in order for you to use the equation. Because if you write the wrong equation, it doesn't matter how fast it is. If the answer is wrong, it's wrong. We're trying to figure out what? Hours or views? V equals H times 12. We already made the equation from the previous page. Now all you do is you substitute the hours that they give you. They're telling you H equals 12. You substitute it in, and you are done. Takes the least amount of time, but you got to know how to formulate the equation on your own. And you got to know which equation to use. Am I solving for V or am I solving for H? That's the critical part. So that's all 5. However, in the next exercises, I want you to choose the one that you like the best, that works best for you. Because all I really care about is get the answer right and choose the best model to show it with. I will give a bonus, however. for the first 5 to come up and see me. For this next page, if you can come up with an equation, first 5 to get the equation right will get a candy. All right, we'll get something out of the top drawer. And that's all I got for you. Group up and go.